Alright, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Cyborg 19.99, and he asked me to do a three-way crossover between Carmen Sandiego, Lupin the Third, and Inspector Gadget. So yeah, we got ourselves a nice little three-way crossover here. So let's get into it. So this story basically kicks off with Carmen in Northern Ireland, and she's basically there because she's on her way further inland because she's just gotten word that Vile is in Ireland looking for something that's not on the record, like looking for an artifact that's like more legend than anything else. It's basically like, it's not a something, it's more like a someone. And they're like, and Carmen's like, are they seriously trying to like dig up a corpse? Are they really trying to like dig up a corpse? And it's also said that there's supposed to be treasure there, like a lost treasure of the Irish chieftains there, but they're more interested in the corpse that is supposed to be lost in that part of Ireland. But someone else is looking for that treasure too, and that's our son Lupin the Third. You see, Lupin has basically been tailing Vile for a while, because that rhymed, by the way. Basically, he's more or less caught on to Carmen, and I should have referenced it. This is the remake cartoon Carmen, and basically he's been catching on to like Carmen being like this big, this huge like master criminal, and he's like, it's my thing. That's my thing. Why she can't take my thing? It's my thing. So Lupin and his gang have basically gone off to find their next target, which they believe Carmen is going to go look for too, and it's this thing in Ireland. Again, it's the treasure they're after. While this is going on, you have a third party show up in this whole mess. See, Acme has decided that this whole matter in Ireland has not only attracted the attention of Carmen, but also, like, they think Vile, and now they're hearing that another master thief, Arsène Lupin, has been drawn to it as well. So now they're like, well, we need a professional detective. We need, like, a real... we need something big. So Acme, the chief, calls in a favor to a friend of hers, and they enlist the help of who they believe is someone who can catch both Carmen and Lupin. And that person is Inspector Gadget. Yeah. So literally, the chief calls Inspector Gadget, and he's like, wowzers. Don't worry, Chief, I'm on the job. And that's where we go from here, is that Gadget, along with Penny and Brain, of course, all go to Ireland to capture two thieves, and they're caught between this bumbling detective who is trying to catch them both and bring them both to justice. Here's the problem, though. There's another party. There's a fourth party in the midst of this three-way this three-way face-off between, Carmen, who is facing off with Lupin to steal the treasures inside of Ireland, and you have Gadget trying to capture them both. And while this is all going on, we have a fourth party in this whole matter. Basically what it is that Vile has been looking for someone, this lost burial, which we'll get to in a moment. Yeah, this lost burial, and then they get a call. Then while the council is talking amongst themselves, Vile gets a call interrupted, and it's Dr. Claw, and he basically tells them, guys, don't. Just don't. Like, Dr. Claw basically tells them, just turn away. This is a mad operation now. So, I'm just telling you right now, this is now Mad's operation. You are not going to get in the way, or I will... you do not want to go to... Vile and Mad is a war no one wants, because you'll lose. So, and the Countess is immediately like, 10-4, we will stay out of this. So Dr. Claw knows what's in that tomb. He knows what's in that tomb, or rather, who's in that tomb, and he believes, getting to that will get him great power. And what is that tomb? We've been talking about that for a bit now, so let's jump into it. Turns out that tomb belongs to something really bad. That thing is Snatch. Now, if you don't know who that is, Snatch is basically the first vampire of Irish mythology. He is basically one of the major inspirations for Bram Stoker when he was writing Dracula. In fact, it's actually believed not Vlad Tepes, was the real inspiration for Dracula. It's apparently his tomb is in Ireland. It is in Ireland. It's under a tree, and it's said if he's ever freed from that tree, then he will unleash unholy terror upon the island. So yeah. So Dr. Claw is like, I'm gonna wake him up. So he basically wants Snatch to be freed from the tomb, and in doing so, he'll have him help him create a vampire army to unleash on the world. So there's where we are. So of course, Gadget, in the midst of all this, is trying to capture both Lupin and Carmen. And Carmen and Lupin are in the middle of having a thief off at one point on a train, and Gadget gets in the middle, is like, "Our son Lupin and Carmen Sandiego, you're coming with me." And they're both like, "He for real?" And of course they don't realize who this is, and then he goes, "Go, go, Gadget Rocket Fist." And they're like, "Oh crap, it's Inspector." It's like, that's Inspector Gadget? That's Lupin is literally dying laughing, because he's like, that's the guy? Oh my god, this is so fucking dumb. So by the end of it, with Lupin and Carmen running circles around trying to out-thief one another, and Gadget in the middle of all that, eventually Dr. Claw does unleash Snatch, and it's not fun, because because this dude is literally almost godlike in terms of vampiric power. So the three of them end up teaming. So the three opposing parties have to now team up to defeat Snatch. And it's basically because Lupin has actually fought vampires before. Lupin has taken on vampires in the past, and he's like, "Oh god, not this again." So they have to devise a plan, and basically what that plan ensues is that Snatch goes to bite Gadget, but he's cybernetic, so all he does is just get shocked by the electricity, and while he's stunned, Carmen jumps in with a huge stake and impales him back into his tomb to hold him down once again. And then Lupin, with this big ass bulldozer, just dumps dirt all over him and sends him back into the earth. So by the end of it, Gadget was like, "Well, it was a good day, but now you have to be you're gone." So there you go, guys. That is pretty much there's the 3-way crossover. I'd like to thank Cyborg for this video request, and if you would like to have a Patreon request done as well, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, and where if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me videos for you can send me requests for videos to do here on Patreon, and also check out the exclusive content over on Patreon as well. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.